Hey everyone, welcome back. We are diving deep today, going all the way to the Indian Ocean. Beautiful beaches, sunshine, and, oh yeah, some serious geopolitics.
You got that right. Always some intrigue in paradise.
Exactly. So our focus today, India is making waves, big waves, with this new initiative. They're calling it MAHASAGAR. Yeah, I know, another acronym. But this one, well, let's just say it's got everyone talking.
I'd say so, it really does. Especially the timing and the location.
Oh, right. The setting for this big reveal was pretty interesting, too. Not some stuffy conference room. No. Prime Minister Modi chose, wait for it, Mauritius.
Mauritius. It's not just any island getaway, though. It's a longtime ally of India.
Sends a pretty clear message, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Definitely a signal of how important this whole thing is to India.
So before we get lost in the turquoise waters, let's decode this Mahasagar thing. What does it actually stand for?
All right, get ready. It's mutual and holistic advancement for security and growth across regions.
Wow, that's a mouthful. So what's the gist?
Basically, India's laying out a vision, right? They want to see economic growth, rock-solid partnerships, and overall stability in the Indian Ocean region.
Makes sense. But the mutual part stands out.
Yeah.
Usually these big power plays are all about, well, power.
Right, exactly. But here, there's a real emphasis on collaboration. Not just India dictating terms, they're talking about shared growth, working together.
Okay, so how do they plan to make this happen? Is it all just talk?
Nope, they're walking the walk too. India and Mauritius inked 8 agreements to get the ball rolling.
8? That's a lot. What kind of agreements are we talking about?
Well, things like boosting maritime security, working together on disaster response, even collaborating on technology and culture. Oh, and one more thing. They're going to start trading in their own currencies.
Trading in their own currencies. Now that's interesting. Why is that such a big deal?
Imagine you're a business in Mauritius, right? And you want to buy stuff from India. Traditionally, you'd have to convert your Mauritian rupees to US dollars, then convert those dollars to Indian rupees. It's a huge hassle, and it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, those exchange rates can be real pain.
Exactly. But by trading directly, they cut out all that complexity. Things get cheaper, faster, smoother. It strengthens those economic ties between the two countries. It's a win-win, really.
So it's like cutting out the middleman.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay, so we've got the mutual part, the cooperation angle. But let's be real, the Indian Ocean is getting pretty crowded. A lot of big players, lots of interests at stake. Where does India fit in all of this?
That's the million-dollar question, right? You can't talk about Mahasagar without talking about China.
Right. China's been making some pretty bold moves in the region.
Absolutely. Expanding their influence, investing in ports, building relationships. And India sees that. They know they need to step up their game.
So is this a bit of a power play then? Trying to counter China's influence?
I mean, there's definitely a strategic element to it, but it's more nuanced than just a head-to-head competition. India's not looking to dominate. It's more about securing their interests, building a strong network of partnerships.
So it's more about playing the long game.
Precisely. It's about shaping the future of the region, making sure India has a voice at the table.
Which brings us to, I guess you could call it the prequel. Remember Sagar?
Oh, yeah. Security and growth for all in the region.
India launched that about a decade ago. How does this new Mahasagar thing build on what they started with Sagar?
So think of Sagar as laying the groundwork, right? It was mostly focused on maritime security, keeping those shipping lanes open, fighting piracy, that sort of thing. Mahasagar, though, it widens the scope considerably.
So it's Sagar 2.0, but bigger and bolder.
Yeah, you could say that. It's a much more comprehensive approach. It's not just about security anymore. It's about economics, development, a whole range of partnerships.
Shows how India's foreign policy is evolving, doesn't it? Becoming more proactive, more assertive.
Exactly. They're not just reacting to events anymore. They're trying to shape the future.
So for our listeners out there, what's the takeaway? Why should they care about Mahasagar?
Well, whether you're into global trade, worried about China's growing power, or just fascinated by geopolitics, this is something to watch, seriously.
Yeah.
It has the potential to reshape the entire Indian Ocean region.
No doubt about it. We're seeing the global landscape shift right before our eyes, and Mahasagar is a prime example of that. So what do you think? Any guesses on what's next? Could this be a stepping stone to something even bigger? Maybe.
Megasagar.
Megasagar. Who knows? The Indian Ocean is becoming a really dynamic, strategically crucial arena, and India is determined to be a major player.
Well, folks, that's our deep dive into India's Mahasagar initiative. It's complex, it's ambitious, and it could have some huge implications. We'll definitely be keeping a close eye on how this unfolds. And of course, we'll be here to break it all down for you. Thanks for joining.